I don't even know where to start this week's video. I guess today we're going over chapter 83 of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, titled Raging Inferno. This might be my favorite chapter of the entire series, and to be quite honest, I've been waiting for this moment in the series for years. So let's get out of the rain and pull up to the bar and grab a drink because I think I'm about to freak out here. Alright, so chapter 83. The easiest thing to do right now is just start at the beginning, just to process what happened. The first thing that we see is a super pissed off Endeavor staring down Koichi. Now this is going to be different from normally how I do any other review because normally I go over the chapter, but I'm going to be talking about shit as it happens. With that being said, Endeavor is acting like a straight up villain right here. From our point of view, we see Endeavor actually as the antagonist, and I'm loving every second of it, because if you've caught my drift, I'm a huge fan of hating Endeavor. I hate the friggin' guy. I hate fire powers in general. I don't even like Johnny Storm, or Firestorm. I'm cool with Ghost Rider though, especially when he had a car. But yeah, Endeavor is a jerk-off villain right here and right now. He's staring down Koichi and calling him an All Might wannabe, and Koichi actually reflects the intensity that he's giving off as absolutely ridiculous. But the one thing that I love, and when I mean I love, it's the greatest shit ever. What does Koichi do? He smiles. He smiles at Endeavor thinking, I still gotta get away somehow. Meanwhile, number 6 in his janky hero villain plan is toast. He lost the opportunity to kill Koichi, and the only way that he's gonna be able to do it is somehow if Koichi turns the alleyway, he can try to get away from Endeavor, and he'll be waiting for him. But number 6 not notifying the number 2 hero that he's in the area means two things. One, he plans on still trying to steal all of the credit from Endeavor, and 2, he's an idiot. He really thought that Koichi was gonna head back his way. Koichi knows number 6 has every intention of killing him and Popstep. So, Koichi actually thinking about this a little bit more than we can actually see, he knows that he would rather take his chances going at Endeavor, and he does just that. He goes full steam at Endeavor, to the point where number 6 and Endeavor are both kind of like, the fucking balls on this guy. So first of all, Koichi has pissed away all of his quirks requirements that he thought to be existent. He's sliding and gliding in between every single one of Endeavor's fire blasts on 2 feet. Like the number 2 hero in the entire country can't land a hit on the Naruhata Vigilante. And at one point, Koichi's hood flies up because of the blasts from Endeavor, and all that Endeavor sees is the back of All Might, which causes him to get even more pissed. This moment right here is so minuscule, but the fact that we know Endeavor's inferiority complex when it comes to All Might is so ridiculous it's laughable, coupled with the fact that Endeavor is being outplayed, that whole inferiority complex causes him to lose a little bit more control than usual, and he unleashes a twofold attack that acts as like a minefield. And what it does is corral enemies and then lets off a huge explosion afterward. So while everything is exploding, and I mean everything from Popstep's bees to the road below, it all begins to explode because now Endeavor apparently doesn't give a shit about anything. But once again, number 6's hubris gets the best of him. As for the wannabe scrub going by the name O'Clock 2, he's pretty much screwed right now. He tried to jump out of the way, but the two-pronged attack that Endeavor let off, it got him caught up. And now, he's getting roasted alive. But as he burns, let's be real, he has a regeneration type of quirk, so at the same time, he's like, lamenting his plan being screwed while regenerating kind of thing, And then he's all flustered, and then all of a sudden he hears a huge gasp. And he looks over and sees that Koichi has begun to float above the flames, higher and higher and higher. And then number 6 notices once again the repulsors on Koichi's feet begin to change. Then, we get the best moment in My Hero Academia Vigilantes to date. The moment where Koichi blasts off for the first time and flies. Now, I won't lie, when I first read this, I'm not a big hooping and hollering person when it comes to this type of shit. I get misty-eyed. I'm in touch with my emotions. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck. When he takes off, he team rockets off into the air, man. To the point where everyone is dumbfounded, and thank God Tsukauchi is there to cornily say, the crawler is flying! Because we totally needed that campy, corny-ass moment where the officer of the law looks into the sky and sees the hero. With that being said, the chapter in its final moments has number 6 fully becoming engulfed by flames, and he's bugging out that once again, Koichi has escaped his grasp. Up in the skies though, we see Koichi's repulsor begin to sputter as he gasps for air. And while he begins to descend, Popstep manages to say Koichi's name. He holds Popstep in his arms and says, it's gonna be okay. And you know why it's gonna be okay, everyone? Because he is here. That's also a quick shout out to Caleb Cook. He wanted to write actually as the official translator for the English translation of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. He wanted to write because I am here, and it just wasn't working translation wise, so he had to omit it. But I mean, that's just in my headcanon now that he just says I'm here. It's just, he has to, you know? But this chapter was packed to the brim with action and dialogue. If Endeavor, being the Schifferbrains hero that he is, overused his quirk again and needs to cool down, that kind of gives the regenerating villain number 6 the opportunity to catch up with Koichi, who is probably going to have to face off against him once again. The one difference is this time, Soga and the boys are helping Popstep, so now it's time for Koichi to cut loose and kick the shit out of a villain. I'm just saying, when number 6 emerges from those flames, he's gonna be crazy looking, and from this panel right here, Koichi has had enough. Number 6 is toast if he reappears, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Knuckle Duster doesn't even step in anymore. This is Koichi's story. It's his journey about what makes a hero a hero. From this story, we should learn that a license doesn't give someone the right to be a hero. You know, in this universe, I guess, it's, a legal right, but you never need a reason to help anyone. Just do it. Be the good in others that you wish to see. That's what it means to be a hero for Koichi. And as for the fight that's probably gonna break out, I'm anxious to see what'll happen because Koichi's offense is him playing defense. And now that he has the biggest advantage over number 6, Koichi being that he can fly in short bursts, all he has to do is figure out how to control his breathing while in the air and he'll be zipping across the battlefield in no time. To be honest, I guess if someone had a potential flying quirk, he could be a good candidate for a teacher. Considering, Eraserhead isn't there and Endeavor saw Koichi fly and has been acting as, a mentor to Deku. Oh, and don't forget the fact that the whole Shigaraki shit, once that stuff blows over, people are gonna know about One For All. But not to digress. Actually, you know what? I am going to digress for a second. In My Hero Academia, I don't want to say now a hefty majority saw and heard Shigaraki go straight for Deku, but everyone is going to question, why Deku? And if people aren't tight-lipped, the secret of One For All is all but screwed. But if it just stays between Endeavor and Deku, and Endeavor finds out that the next quirk that Deku is going to receive is flying or float, he could point him in the direction of a certain person who isn't quite a hero, but it's somebody that Endeavor knows isn't a part of the corrupt body like the Commission is turning out to be. Some of these people working for Shigaraki work for the Commission too, not to mention someone like Eraserhead already having a history with Koichi, and with the exception of Gran Torino, most of Deku's mentors have one way or another met the Crawler. The Crawler has tons of heroes that could now vouch for him as an established hero. But before we even get to that part of the story, the ass beating of number 6 has to take place. In addition to that, if Koichi starts fucking up number 6, let's say that Tsukauchi doubles back and rolls up on them. At this point, number 6 probably can't get away because he's probably gotten beaten down by Koichi. So what he'll do is probably just feign ignorance and try to request help from Tsukauchi if he appears. Whether or not number 6 will take that moment to betray Tsukauchi is kind of up in the air. Tsukauchi could arguably stare down both with his weapon drawn, and then suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he sees Compass Kid. Compass Kid looks at Tsukauchi and goes, "That's the true villain right there. That's the bad guy." This could cause Koichi to apprehend number 6 and for Compass Kid to have to take the credit because if anything that we have learned from this entire series, it's that vigilantism causes you to get in trouble. So if Compass Kid takes the collar, then, Koichi can get away scot-free. But if Endeavor does reappear, it kinda seems excessive. He failed at apprehending Koichi, and I'm kind of hoping that Koichi's flight took him pretty far away and he didn't just shoot himself in the sky really, really, really high just to fall back down in front of Endeavor. But yeah, I'm kind of sticking to my guns here, and I really think that Compass Kid might be the person that takes the credit for the collar of number 6. Granted, Popstep is a wanted villain, so her name needs to be cleared. Koichi, on the other hand, he can still kind of get away from this situation. If the police find out about the Queen Bee quirk and Makoto comes through to help exonerate Popstep, we could possibly get a happy ending in Vigilantes. Though I'm looking forward as to what next week has in store for us. I feel like next week's going to be an even bigger chapter, and I wouldn't be surprised if crazy looking number 6 and Koichi get into a brawl like I said. And frankly, I kind of welcome it, considering the 4-year anniversary of Vigilantes is next week. So get hype! Other than that, if you have any other questions and I'm not responding in the comments, be sure to shout at me on Twitter and hopefully I'll respond to you there. I'm working on memberships right now, gotta get some emojis done, maybe some badges and all that stuff, and hopefully I'm gonna start streaming for you guys so I can try to get more content on the channel. Hopefully I'll have another video sometime this week. I'm gonna try to do 2 a week now. I mean, come on, Dan, get your shit together, man! But, yeah. That's it. I'm out of here. Jack!